Hi there. Today we are making one of the most basic, simplest, yet nourishing breads that you can possibly make at home. And this is just a classic whole wheat bread, but it's done in the Georgian style. It's going to be soft, fluffy inside, beautiful golden crust outside, and it will make any meal feel so much more complete and satisfying. We are going to use active dry yeast, which is very easy to find in almost any supermarket around the world. This recipe makes a slightly larger loaf. You can easily half it if you want something smaller. But without further ado, let's get started. And as always, all the ingredients and equipment that you're going to need for today's recipe, you'll find in the description below. Let's start by combining all the dry ingredients in a large bowl. So this is 400 grams of whole wheat flour. You can use either dika, asli, zanduri, zanduri, or maca. You can even use just one type. Each one has its own unique flavor profile, texture and color, and they make an amazing bread. To this, add 1.5 teaspoons of salt. The amount of salt is up to your own preference. And then add 1 tablespoon of honey or sugar. This is not necessary, but since our dough is going to be a little bit sticky, it will help us to get that perfect golden crust that we want. Lastly, add 7 grams of dry yeast or 1 packet. Give everything a quick stir and now we can pour in our liquids. So I have 280 milliliters of warm water here, about 38 degrees Celsius. If it's too cold, the yeast won't activate, and if it's too hot, you might kill the yeast. So you want to get it just right. Slowly pour half of the water into the bowl while continuously mixing with a spatula. Add another 50 milliliters and mix. Keep adding water a little bit at a time until the flour is mostly absorbed. Then with a spatula, scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl to get everything back into the center. Now begin to mix with your hands. It will look crumbly and dry at first, but keep working it and eventually it will come together. If the dough is too dry, add some more water, 1 tablespoon at a time. If it's too sticky, add some more flour, 1 tablespoon at a time. And once it's not sticking to your hands anymore, take it out of the bowl and place it on a lightly floured surface. Now we are going to knead the dough. Kneading is an important step because it develops the gluten in the flour, which gives the bread its structure and chewiness. Knead for 8 to 10 minutes. Pushing the dough away with the heel of your hand, then folding it back towards you. Turn the dough 90 degrees and repeat the process. Once the dough is smooth and elastic, roll it into a ball. Lightly oil the bowl, place the dough in it and cover the bowl with plastic wrap or a damp kitchen towel. Now let the dough rise in a warm place for about 1 to 1.5 hours. During the rising time, the yeast will start to ferment, which means that it will eat up the sugars in the bread and release carbon dioxide. That's how the dough will become bubbly and light and airy. When you see that it's doubled in size, it's ready. Gently punch down the dough to release any air bubbles. Roll it into a ball again and place it seam side down on a lightly greased baking sheet or in a greased loaf pan. Cover the loaf loosely with aluminum foil or plastic wrap and let it rise again for about 30 to 40 minutes. While the bread is rising, preheat the oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 390 degrees Fahrenheit. And once the bread has puffed up, uncover it. Tuck in the loose ends and gently press down the top. Now you can make a few shallow cuts on the top with a sharp knife. This is optional, but it will allow steam to escape during baking and will give you a nice golden brown crust. Place the loaf on the middle rack of the oven and bake for 35 to 40 minutes or until the crust is golden brown and the bread sounds hollow when you tap on it. If the top starts to get too dark, you can always cover it with aluminum foil for the remaining bake time. And once the bread is baked, take it out of the oven and let it cool on a wire rack for 20 to 30 minutes before slicing and serving. As you can see, the result is so worth it. Look at this beauty. I love the golden crust and the soft, dense and fluffy inside. Now whole wheat bread goes with pretty much everything. It's great for sandwiches, for dipping in soups or stews, or you can simply enjoy it with some oil and vinegar. And did I mention that it is also great toasted with some avocado and a fried egg on top? It truly is the perfect bread and definitely a staple in any Georgian kitchen. You'll find many variations of this bread across Georgia, like the one that I made previously, where instead of water, we used milk and added cheese to the dough. There's also soda bread and lavash, which don't require any yeast and are baked in a special way. So stay tuned for those recipes. But for now, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment below to let me know what you thought. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. Have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye.